So you're thinking of moving to Ashland City, Tennessee, but before you do, you kind of want to know the good and the bad, the pros and the cons, the pretty and the ugly, what you should look out for, what you could expect, and maybe what you should even avoid when deciding to make a move to Ashland City, Tennessee. Well, you're in luck because that's exactly what we're going to cover today. We're going to give you some pros and cons about living in Ashland City, Tennessee, and we're going to get after it right now.
This is your first time on our channel and you want to know everything there is about living in Nashville, Tennessee or surrounding areas like Ashland City, then hit the subscribe button, tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market in Nashville. My name is Indro, my partner Tommy and I, we get calls, emails and texts from people like you who are looking to make their move to Nashville, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, just give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Happy to help you make a smooth move to Nashville. So as Tommy mentioned today, we're going to talk about the pros and the cons, at least in our opinion, about moving or at least living here in Ashland City. Now, we actually also made a full vlog tour on Ashland City where you will have a better understanding what it would be to actually live here. You know, we're going to take you through some different neighborhoods, show you some different homes at a different price point, so you can get a better understanding what you can expect or what you can get for your money here in Ashland City. Yeah. So, and it's actually, that point leads us to pro number one, which is affordability, housing affordability. Because we are actually located here, Ashland City at least, is located about a 30-minute drive from Nashville. And it's probably one of the more affordable areas around Nashville, because we're looking here at this point at the time of recording, which is June 2023. The median home sales price here in Ashland City is around $310,000. That is almost $200,000 lower than the median home sales price in Nashville. So that is definitely a significant difference. So that's why, of course, we believe that the affordability of Ashland City is a very attractive factor, yeah, if you still want to be close to Nashville. So that's why definitely housing affordability is our pro number one for Ashland City.
Absolutely, you know, which leads us to pro number two, which is a diversity of housing options. So not only are homes in the area very affordable compared to other, you know, spots around Nashville, but you have a lot of options when it comes to housing. You know, if you want a townhome, you're good to go in Ashland City. If you want a single family home with a small yard, you've got it. If you want a single family home with a large yard, you've got that. If you want a home that has some character that's 20 to 30 years old, Ashland City's got you. If you want a new build home, that's an option here as well. So, you know, it has a smaller population, just a little over 5,000 people, but housing is very affordable, like Indro was saying, and you do have a lot of options when it comes to housing here in Ashland City, so you won't kind of be put in a box. You know, there are some neighborhoods, you know, as you get closer to downtown, it's like you have townhomes and that's it, you know, or if you get further out into some rural places, it's like, hey, you've got single family homes and that's it. But here in Ashland City, you can find a wide range of housing options, which is definitely a pro when you're considering, you know, a city to move to.
Absolutely, and actually to add that to it, or add something to it, as you can see right behind us, it's literally Ashland City partially is located next to the Cumberland River.
Yeah.
So even if you want to have a riverfront property, you can find that here as well. So definitely there is so much options to choose from, and still, you know, being a rural small town, yeah, is you got a lot of options. And of course, like what Tommy's saying with the new builds, it's just a part of, as we see in general, all the cities around Nashville are starting to grow. Yeah. So it's just a natural process of Nashville becoming so popular, growing so fast that, of course, on the outskirts, certain cities will start to grow as well. So let's jump right into pro number three, which is that Ashland City has a lot of outdoor entertainment and outdoor activities to offer. So Ashland City has a lot of great parks, yeah, such as Caldwell Park, such as, and this is a tricky one, City Park John C. Preacher Pool Recreation Area. Whew. That was definitely a tricky one. Yeah. And Cumberland River Bicentennial Trail, And last but not least, River Bluff Park, where we are right now.
Absolutely, with these beautiful views behind us in the Cumberland River.
So if you are somebody who still likes to go on a hike, you want to get out on the water, you want to ride around with your bike, whatever that may be like, you definitely got a lot of options here in Ashland City.
Yeah.
Still being a small town, but definitely some great parks. And not only that, and like for example here in River Bluff Park, you also got a farmer's market.
Yeah.
You got music in the park, you got movies in the park, and like I said, if you just want to take your boat, get it out here, go in the Cumberland River, you got that option here as well. So that's why I think it's a huge plus for still being a small town. You definitely got a lot of outdoor entertainment activities for you and your family.
Yeah. So we've covered some of our top pros, in our opinion, of living in Ashland City. And so, as promised, we're going to give you a few cons as well. Some things just to be aware of before making your move to Ashland City. And the first of those is population size, right? So it has a very small population. Ashland City has just a little over 5,000 residents, which in your mind may be a pro, and that's awesome. It can also be a con primarily economically, right? So statistically speaking, when cities have such a low population, it's just difficult for there to be a lot of economic growth simply because there's not a lot of opportunity due to the small population size. It also becomes a little more difficult to find thriving community centers, sports teams, all of those sorts of things simply because of the smaller population size here in Ashland City.
Yeah, and that being said, going into con number 2, which automatically gives us a lack of options. So the only thing, for example, for your groceries is what you can find here close by is a Walmart. But of course, there's not going to be an option of a Whole Foods, there's not going to be an option of a Kroger, anything like that, just because it's still a small rural town.
Yeah.
And again, for you, that might not be a problem. And of course, you know, Nashville is still close by, so you got your Whole Foods, Kroger, and all that good stuff over there, but still you're 30 minutes away from there. So, which is just a fact that smaller towns, rural areas are not as strong on the economic side compared to those larger, bigger cities.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when Topgolf is looking at where they want to put their next, you know, entertainment activity zone, Ashland City probably isn't on the list simply because of that smaller population size. So when it comes to stuff like that for the family to do, you're going to have a lack of options. However, like Indro said earlier, when it comes to outdoor activities, there's endless possibilities here. And con number 3, which is still kind of piggybacking off of our first con with the small population size, is the job market. So again, kind of like we talked about originally, because of the small population size, right? Amazon isn't looking to build a warehouse here anytime soon. You know, Vanderbilt doesn't have a hospital here. You know, they're with a small population, there's just not a lot of opportunity for those larger companies to come in and bring a lot of job opportunities with them. It just is more of that small town feel. Now, you are very close to driving to downtown Nashville if you'd like, which obviously has an abundance of job opportunity, and even some other larger cities in the area that will have more of those opportunities. But as far as Ashland City itself, because it is so small and rural, you just don't have a lot of those larger opportunities for those sorts of jobs. It's going to be, you know, your mechanic shops and your, you know, small warehouses and, you know, plumbing and those sorts of things. So definitely something to think about. Again, the commute into downtown is not the worst, and so you can always live here if the rural and outdoor activities and this beautiful scenery is your thing, and commute into town. But if you're looking for an abundance of job opportunities in Ashland City itself, you'll probably be a little disappointed.
Yeah, and I think we can just, you know, agree in general that, like Tommy said, if you are a person who really loves to be, you know, in the outdoors, you love to have this peaceful setting, you don't like the hustle and bustle of the bigger cities, then Ashland City might be the perfect place for you. While for other people, they do want to have, you know, more stuff going on, more opportunities for their families, then, you know, Ashland City might not be the right spot for them. So it all depends on what you find important. Yeah. But when it comes to, like I said, housing affordability, being very close to downtown Nashville and still be in a peaceful setting, small town feeling, charm feeling, living a little bit like you say on the countryside, then Ashland City might be the perfect spot for you.
Absolutely. So that's going to wrap up our pros and cons for Ashland City. Thanks for joining us. Hope you got something out of that. And make sure you check out our full vlog tour of Ashland City to kind of give you a more holistic view of what living here would be like. And until then, we hope to see you around town.
Bye-bye.